Yo, yo, yo. Okay. Man, good question, Jamie. It's so funny because my mom, year after year, she told me I needed to do something like this, and I always ran from what she said. I always ran from it. I never answered a call. But it was one day God set me down, and He said, "Enough is enough. Enough running. Right? I have to be obedient." And I listened. Something else that made me answer this call was seeing everybody I used to grow up with either dead or in jail. Right, all my friends, right, dead in jail. Anybody I know, right, that was around my age at that time. So I had to answer the call. It was time. It was time. And one thing about God, he gonna tell you what to do, but he ain't gonna keep telling you. You know, so it was time. It was time.
I love it. Clap it up for that. All right. So we got brother AJ. Y'all heard from AJ today. So I want to one thing that you keep like. So two questions in life I say you have to answer is who am I, where am I going? So the who am I, that's your identity, right? That's how you wake up. That's what gives you your motivation. The identity, the where am I going, that's your direction, right? You spoke a lot about identity. So I just want you to kind of enlighten them just on the importance of it. You said it in your speech, but just to go even deeper, like when did you find out like who you were? Like I know you went into to incarceration early, but when did you really think like I know who I am?
Right. So, like a lot of brothers say, I'm a preacher's kid. So I come from the house of God. The word of God says that you don't choose God, God chooses you. So when I was incarcerated, in prison you got a lot of time to think. I always tell people this. If you make a mistake on the street, they put you in jail. If you make a mistake while you're in jail, they put you in a box. If you go to prison and make a mistake, they put you in a smaller box. And it's a method to help you deal with yourself. Your worst enemy is you. You, whether you like yourself or not, you gonna either learn to deal with yourself or somebody gonna help you deal with yourself. So once got to the place where I realized that I was my own problem, in the midst of that problem, you can't solve yourself. You dealing with a part of yourself that only thing that can help you is the hand of God. That's why He gave us Jesus. Because you have to understand what's stopping you from being all you could be. It's you, what you like, what you don't like, what you like to hear, what you don't want to hear. These are the realistic things you have to deal with. So after wilding out, I was wild growing up. Slapped people, didn't want to hear nothing. I crashed out, did whatever. But that only took me so far until I got to a place where I said, you know what? I got to start focusing on myself. And God came and sat down to me and showed me who I really was. See, you have a diluted mindset of yourself of who you are because remember I told you earlier, God saw to it that you be Him. So guess who can tell you better about yourself than anybody else? God. God can tell you the rawest version of who you are. And it's up to you whether you want to accept that and really listen to that. So when I got to a place where I finally decided that I wanted to accept who He told me who I was, the truth is only what God said because He created everything. See, somebody else can say something about you, you this, you ugly, you this, you that, but God didn't say that about you. So it's up to you to receive the truth of what He said. So once He told me who I was, I took it and I ran with it and I never looked back. I had my identity, I've stood on that, I've been firm on that, I don't let the world tell me who I am, I don't let naysayers tell me who I am. God created me, He gave me identity, and I just pushed with it, bro. That's what I do.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. We're gonna skip over to Rail, brother. I'll come back to you. So Rail, y'all haven't heard from him yet, but I know his story. But it's similar of starting your street life, but you legit now, businessman, 6-figure business, and you really doing your thing. So shout out to you. But when did it flip for you? So what was it? What was it that helped you change your mind and be able to get on the right track?
Oh man, I ain't get a chance to tell my story yet. But I had got in some trouble in 2014. Judge told me 5 years probation or go to prison. So basically, either I do these 5 years probation or either go to prison. I ain't never know what a jail cell wall looked like. I've been to jail, but I've never been to the back. So I decided to take 5 years probation over jail time. So after I got off probation in 2020, you know, I had a choice. Either I can go back to what I used to do or I can stay on the path I was on. And I like meeting the new people on the path that I was on, and it was getting me further than where I was. So I decided to stay on the right track.
Clap it up for that, clap it up for that. All right, So Denzel, you up on stage. The brothers haven't heard from you, and you got the uniform on, right? So these brothers didn't want to see you at a point of time. They like, but having the uniform on, brother. So tell me, when it comes to identity, a lot of people wrap their identity in what they do, right? So you can easily say, you know, I'm a patrol officer, and that could be your identity. But I'm pretty sure it's not. So how do you are able to take? Because a lot of our young people, they say they're football players because they play football, not knowing that's not their identity. That's just what they do. So how are you able to separate what you do and who you are?
Wow, that's a good question. First of all, I'm a football coach. I like comparing everything I do. I'm a football coach. Somebody asks me on the street, if you ever ask me on the street without this uniform on, I'm a coach at Vanguard. I love football. That's what I'm gonna tell you. But even being an officer, man, like people think the badge changes who you are. And a lot of y'all go through that in school, like they think football is, or basketball, or whatever sport you play, or whatever you do, rapper, that's who you are. That's not who you are. That's just what you like doing. That's a hobby. That's what you enjoy doing. That's cool. Being who you are, you gotta actually find a purpose, like that you wanna change, or you wanna make a change or be the difference in the community, or whatever you do, whatever you decide to do. Like a lot of these guys said, it took bad times for them to figure out what they really want to do. We're trying to get y'all away from that. Don't go through the bad times. We're trying to get y'all away from not going through a bad time to come to the light already. You understand?
So, and keep the mic, because I'm going to ask you a follow-up question. So, fellas, y'all in the room, so everybody looking, who thinks they know what they want to be when they grow up? Raise your hand. You know what you want to be when you grow up. All right, that's cool. Did you always know that you wanted to be this police officer? Like,
nah, man, just like AJ said, me and AJ grew up in the same county. Both our dads are pastors. So for a long time, they always told me, oh, Denzel, you're going to be the next pastor at Church Without Walls. And I'm like, man, I ain't. Well, I played drums Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, had a break on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we was at church. So for a long time there, it was like, man, I guess I can't run from it. I guess I am going to be in the church. But, you know, it's one of the times, it's like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's one of the times, you're like, man, I want to do my own thing. I want to be something different. I want to make my own impact on the community instead of doing what my dad did. So.
Now you can pass it on. Just like clap it up that. All right, sit up. Mama, look, all right, sit up. Everybody sit up. Make sure you sit up right here so I can see you. All right, so one thing I need you, you fellas, so we live in a social media day and age, right? So you guys get on your phones every day, you're looking at these people highlights, right? And you're thinking like, I gotta have it all together. And that can make you feel lost, right? That can make you feel unsure of who you are. Like you're chasing the Joneses, you're chasing what you see, not knowing that the greatness is within you, right? So Knowledge, can you help them out for any young man out here that may feel lost, right? That may feel like I'm not where I need to be because they're looking at everybody else. What are some words of encouragement that you give some young man that may feel lost?
Good question, Jamie. A couple words of encouragement I'll give you. Guys, I was feeling the same way, right? I was 12 or 13, I forget. And for some reason, I'm like, Mom don't understand me, right? I feel like Mom is picking on every syllable I say, right? To a point where she told me to go to Tallahassee with my brother Cedric for Christmas break, and I went. And it took my brother to sit me down and like, bro, it's not that she don't understand you, it's that you're not listening to what she's saying. A lot of kids, y'all don't listen to y'all parents, man. Honestly, I'm being honest. I just don't. And they've been here longer than y'all. They know everything that you don't know. But for some reason, social media, friends, it got you feeling like you know and you don't. So my words is, guys, just sit back, listen. You may not want to hear it, but trust me, sit back and listen. Me listening to my mom, she's a praying woman, it kept me out of a lot of trouble. I've never been to jail, guys. I don't even want to act like I did. I've never been to jail, never got in trouble, serious trouble. Listen to your parents.
Never been to jail either, bro. I never was going there. But direction. So, AJ, I'm gonna talk to you. So when you talk about direction in your life, I think at all points of your life, you should always be shooting for something. Like right now, y'all should be working towards something. Especially as a man should always have a goal. A man should always have something that he's waking up every day working towards. If you're not, then you're doing the wrong thing, right? So direction, you're having a goal. AJ, I want to ask you. So as far as you, what point of your life, mistakes? Any mistake you ever made because you felt like you didn't have to do any direction at the time?
I think, especially us as young black men, I think that's the stigma growing up with us. That like we're either forced in certain avenues, whether it be a ball player, be a rapper, be this, and that kind of distorts your perspective towards which way you're supposed to go, which then leads us down the avenue of going to the streets. So it kind of comes from us minimizing our options, not realizing that we live in a big world where you have 1,000 options. But I think that more so comes from broadening your perspective, like I said, for these type of events right here. A lot of us growing up, we never heard we could do something different. We never, some parents even force you to go down certain roads just to try to get you. They think that's the way for you. Because as much as your parents try to coddle you, protect you, and take care of you, like I go back to, God created you, so they can't tell you your destiny. Some parents whose kids end up being professional athletes didn't know their child was going to be a professional athlete. It was what was revealed to them. So that's why I always try to inspire, especially our young brothers, to God is in everything you do. You think you like rap music just because it came up in our time? Rap existed since time existed. But back in the days, they was bopping their heads, all type of stuff. So every little thing that you think a part of yourself is not what you think is intact to your life. It is. The best thing I always tell people, if you want to know where you're going, you can't go anywhere without God. God is in everything. He is everything. And it ain't that, it's some of y'all don't have to go to church every Sunday night. It's just stop. Okay, let me give you a quick illustration. Everybody right now, tell yourself to raise your right hand. Then do it. Okay, you see how you did that? It's a spirit inside of your body that makes you function that way. You are a spirit that lives inside of a body. Your body, you could tell your body what to do. Kick your right leg. Lift your left leg. That's your spirit that make all those things function, that tell you that you can do those things. If you didn't have a spirit, you wouldn't be able to tell your body. That's just a body. But there's something inside of you that makes you operate that, and somebody gave you that. The more you tap into that spirit, the more you can see life for what it is. The more you can really actually sit back and think and be like, you know what? That ain't what I think it is. Maybe this is what I think it is. Because if you just operate on how you feel all the time, what you think, sometimes your body gonna wake up and you ain't gonna feel it. But do that mean you should just lay over and die? No, you gotta push through and keep going. So the more you tap into your spirit, the more direction you have, bro. You're gonna be better that way.
Cooking. Wrap it up. So Denzel, you're a football coach, right? So for a lot of y'all young athletes out here, I was an athlete myself, right? I was pretty good. And all I wanted to do was play football. Like, that was my goal. I wanted to go to the NFL. That's all I chased. But one day, the game was took away from me. And they say it. When you're young, and they say it all the time. You can't do this forever. You can't. And you be one ear, one out the other. You're like, man, I'm going. It ain't going to be me. I'm going to be the one to make it, right? At some level, you're supposed to have that level of determination, but still, you got to have realization. For me, when the game was took away from me, bro, I was lost. I didn't know what to do, bro. I was completely lost. I had a master's degree, football, I still was lost. So imagine having a master's degree and still being lost. Like, what do I do now? By the grace of God, I was able to figure it out and be where I'm at now. But why is it so important for our young people to have a plan, bro? And I know you're a coach and you probably preach this all the time, but why is it so important to have a plan?
Man, that's a crucial part of your life. Planning, period. Planning for the next day. Quick story, Jamie. One of my closest guys, I taught him in the academy as a trooper. He came up Wednesday to try out for CIU, one of our criminal addiction units for Florida Highway Patrol. Good guy, in shape, about 28 years old. Before the interview, I was outside fixing his tie, make sure it was good, make sure everything looked good before he went in the interview, right? And we went in the interview. We was in class. I came out of class. Hey man, Diego's in the hospital. Diego in the hospital? How you get in the hospital? He had a heart attack while he's running the course. What? So we go out. The man dies right after passing out the course, right? We had to go get his mom and fiance and his sister. Brought him up to Tallahassee. They have no idea about planning for nothing. Like, this planning period is crazy. Like, you have to have a plan in place for anything. Sports. Sports don't work out for everybody. Everybody not gonna be LeBron. You know what I'm saying? LeBron's a great guy. He's a great athlete, everything. But he also had a plan. I can guarantee you. He even said in one of the documentaries that I watched. LeBron had a plan in case sports didn't work out. Football, he wanted to play football. Basketball just happened to be his thing. But he also had a backup plan. Anybody you ever think of, you gotta have a plan just in case what happens doesn't work out for you. And I think, like I said, planning I think is essential to everything.
I love clap it up for that. Clap it up for that. All right, y'all. Okay, so every day you wake up, right? Every day you wake up, you get a chance and you get a choice, right? Every time accountability is another word. You got to look at yourself. At the end of the day, whatever happens in your life, you got to look at the man in the mirror, be able to look at yourself. And a lot of it, when you look at whatever choice you make, it comes from your discipline. It comes from the discipline things that you do each and every day, the consistency that you have. So what I want to talk about is just discipline and choices. What is one habit, Real? What is one habit you wish you would have created early in your life? One habit that you wish. Like if you can go back to the younger Real, like what's one habit that you wish you created at a younger age?
Oh man, one habit I wish I would have created, honestly, try to be a follower. I wish I would have had the leader mentality I got now instilled in me when I was younger, because a lot of things I did, even though it's my fault, I would have never went down that road if I wasn't never trying to follow nobody else. You get what I'm saying? Because what you see 9 times out of 10 is what you're gonna do, especially if you surround yourself around that. If you got friends around you and you know they ain't doing what they're supposed to be doing, and you end up following, now you just as much messed up as they is. The things hit the fan, you get what I'm saying? You ride around in the car with him, something in the car, and he don't want to take accountability for it, so now everybody messed up. See, so basically, don't just because it's cool when you see somebody doing something, that don't mean you got to do it, especially when you know it's wrong. When you know better, you do better. So always, be a leader. Hey, create your own path. You don't got, now if the wave is a good wave, I ain't saying don't ride it. But if the wave ain't, if it ain't a wave, no, go a whole different way. Get away from it. Just because somebody say they your dog and they doing something that you know they ain't right, and you know it's a possibility you can get in trouble for it, them not your real friends. Them is not your real friends. So that's all I got to say.
We're going to pass. So I want to hear that from each one of y'all. Clap it up for that, fellas. So in short form, just one habit. I think this is an important question. One habit you wish you would have created early.
Investing. You do a lot of this on social media. You say daily deposits. I wish I would have started investing time and more money into certain things. When I was younger, instead of just spending my money on dumb stuff, trying to get jewelry and trying to look like everybody else, I wish I would have invested and did right like that.
Yeah, like AJ.
Like I said earlier, I'm big on God, bro. So like acknowledging God, even when you make a mistake, I tell people this all the time. Like the power is in knowing what God gave you. Okay, so say if you gonna do wrong, don't even try to think you not. Everybody make mistakes, you gonna do it. But instead of taking accountability to say, I was wrong for that, and I need to do better. Don't blame nobody else. Don't say, well, they did this and they didn't. No, just say, I did that and I want to do better. God has more grace and acknowledgement for that on your behalf, because it shows that you depend on Him for your betterment and not yourself. So I would say acknowledging God in everything you do, good, bad, ugly. I don't care how bad you messed up, bro. Just acknowledge the fact, like, God, I was wrong. I ain't even gonna count. Because if you sit there and try to take the place of saying that you blame somebody else, you get, even people, like I hear people all the time, like, well, the devil working and this, that, and the third. He was born under your feet. He has no power over your life. The decision you get up and make every day has more power than anything the devil could ever do. So just acknowledge the fact that when you right, you right. When you wrong, you wrong. But just acknowledge it. That's all.
Clap it up for that.
One habit I can tell my old self, right, my younger self, is forming my own mindset. I know today's age, when it comes to kids, for some reason they have different influence, and their mind is not nowhere where it should be. So if I had to talk to my younger self, as this, let's say he was my younger self, have your own mind. Form your own mindset. It's okay to be lame, right? Cool is lame. Cool is lame, right? Form your own mindset.
So I'm gonna ask you this. So a lot of times we talk about decisions, and this is for you, knowledge. And you'll hear, I made this bad decision and it changed my life for forever. What's one good decision that you made that changed your life for the better? Like, what's one good thing that you chose to do that you've seen and it changed your life?
Wow. One good decision I made in high school was being a nerd in high school. I I was a class clown, but I also was a nerd. And what I mean by nerd is I graduated with I think a 3.8. And that opened up a lot of doors for myself because I ended up learning. You know, I'm entrepreneurship, right? So I got my own license. I'm smart, right? So being a nerd is cool.
So AJ, so this for life. So a lot of things that happened in this room. I was looking around when John was over there asking questions, and you see people half raising their hand, half doing that, looking around to see if somebody else do something first, right? So something where in there is a fear. It's a fear to react. It's a fear to show up as your authentic self. So for AJ, how can they handle the pressure of or just fear, like being scared to be different? How can they handle that?
Well, that kind of reverts back to what we talked about earlier, identity. When you know who you are, you're comfortable being yourself. When you don't know who you are, you feel like you have to either be persuaded to do what other people do, or you feel like that you're kind of pushed into a place of doing what feels cool for everybody else. Like fear is a feeling that everybody has in life, but that's why, like I said earlier, the word of God always reverts back to fear God. If you have the mindset of who God is and know who He is, then you won't have to fear nothing man has to do. Because at the end of the day, God gonna give you grace for your mistakes. God gonna give you grace for your shortcomings. God will give you grace for what you're not good at. Man gonna crucify you for your mistakes. Man gonna have something to say about you, whether you're doing great, good, bad, or ugly. So you don't walk around trying to satisfy the opinions of people, because people are always gonna be on your downfall anyway. But you always go back to who loved you first, which is God. God casts out all fear. The love of God casts out anything that you thought you could be afraid of, because He created all things. He is all things. So He'll give you the love that you need to overcome any fear you have, bro.
Clap it up for that. Denzel. All right, so we all know the importance of like our environment, our friends. All of the speakers that came up that talked about that, TQ talked about that, AJ, you talked about that, talking about friends and environment. So from your standpoint, what should these young brothers be looking for in a friend? Like what should a friend look like, and what should a friend be for you?
Just don't trust everybody. Everybody is not your friend. Who is it? Mo3, one of my favorite rap artists. He say, everybody ain't your friend. Everybody ain't your partner. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my favorite songs because it's the truth. I done seen people that been arrested. You think that's your homeboy, he come snitch on you first chance he get for a ham sandwich. Not even nothing good. And we ain't even asked him nothing yet. He just, hey man, you want lunch? Oh, hey man, he got all that. Bro, I didn't even ask you all that. Just chill, kid. Like, we ain't on that. But yeah, man. Listen, characteristics of somebody. People gonna show you their true selves. Don't believe them. When they show you their true selves, believe it. It's gonna be a time where somebody try to talk to your girl behind your back or something like that. Believe them. That's their true self. A snake gonna be a snake. It's gonna happen. A duck gonna be a duck. An elephant gonna be an elephant. It's nature, guys. So I mean, just look for certain characteristics. I say just have spirit of discernment. That's what I say.
Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. All right, so real. One thing I want to tell y'all, man, I'm 32 years old, right? And I'm in a point in my life where I seek out mentorship. Like I seek out people that's doing better than me so I can learn from them. I'm a forever student. I'll be forever learning. And y'all should be doing the same thing. So real, I want to ask you the question, bro, when it comes to mentorship, right? Why is it so important to have somebody that's you can look up to, that you can get guidance for, that you can call in a tough time? Why is it important for these young boys to have mentors or just a positive role model to look up to?
Oh man, I was gonna ask a question when I was gonna give my speech. I was gonna ask who got a big. Raise your hand. You got a big brother. So you got ones I have without a big brother. You get what I'm saying? So when you don't have nobody in front of you, like when you don't have nobody in front of you.
Come on, y'all lock in.
Hey, pay attention.
Come on, lock in.
When you don't have nobody who can correct you when you're doing wrong, that's basically like a big brother mentor. Like, can call you out on your wrongs. Because, like, if you do a thing, you think everybody wrong in a way. Ain't nobody walking perfect on this earth. You get what I'm saying? Everybody need to be called out when they're wrong. So if you ain't got nobody correcting you along lifeline, like along life, calling you out on your mistakes, you know, make sure you do things right, life ain't gonna be good. If you ain't got nobody especially to talk to try to explain everything you're going through, you know, so they could be there to be the listening ear. That'll take you a long way because you got that person in your corner. Without nobody in your corner, nobody to reach out to, nobody to talk to, it's like a ticking time bomb. So you always want somebody in your corner.
Clap it up for that. All right, fellas, and right now, even what is leadership, I'm gonna talk to y'all about leadership real quick. So you all are sitting at a table, right? Some of y'all paying attention, some of y'all may not be paying attention, but what leadership is, right? It's just you just say, hey bro, straighten up. Hey bro, lock in, you know what I mean? That's what leadership, and that goes a long way. So I hope within this room that y'all are doing that, right? So if you see somebody just joking around, make sure you just tap them a little bit, say, hey bro, lock in real quick. All right? So one thing I do want you to do, all right, so doubting. I think doubt is a lot of things. So all the adults in the room, whoever doubted themselves, anybody, the adults, raise your hand if you doubted yourself before. Right? Look at all, y'all look around, look at all the adults raising their hand they doubted themselves before. So I know y'all may be doubting yourselves. There may be times that you look down on yourself like I'm not capable, I'm not able to do X, Y, Z. Doubt is a human thing. You're not different because you doubt yourself. It's a normal thing. So knowledge, I'm gonna pass you, like when it comes to doubt, like how do you handle doubt when you may face that?
When I face, how do I handle doubt? I pray to my Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior. You know, I pray to. Lately, I've been seeking God way more, right? And not gonna lie, I had doubt when it came to the event. You know, it's small details, you know, that I wanted to make sure I was perfect in, and I just had to seek God's face. So I know it sounds cliche, but man, you pray, right? You really pray, because God talks to you, man. Trust me, God done talked to me a couple times. Like I heard His voice clear. You know what I mean? So talk to my Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior.
Clap it up for that. So as we wrapping this up, fellas, one thing I want to do, life get heavy, right? I know one of y'all talked about it, the young rapper that killed himself earlier last week or whenever it was. So life gets heavy. That's why they told y'all got them cars, right? You got the cars of people you can call when times get tough for y'all. So AJ, that's what I want to touch you. So you dealt with some tough times, right? You dealt with tough. You was literally a young man their age, and you had to go to jail and face that fate. So when you're dealing with tough times, right? Like what is some advice you would give some of these young boys? And I really want, and we can even wrap it up like that, right? Well, we ain't gonna wrap it up like that, but this is gonna be the question before. Like, what should they do when they handle the tough times?
All of us are promised our own trials and tribulations. We all got our own paths that we're gonna go through that's hard. What's hard for you might not be hard for you, but it's still gonna be hard. You're gonna have your own thing. Everybody's struggling with their own thing. The sad part about where we are right now today, and it's just the truth, enough people don't know who God is. It's the mindset you carry, and then in return, because your power is in what you know, it ain't in what you have. The example he gave about Lil Papa, who would have ever thought that he was what he was to get to that position? It's like sometimes you don't know how bad things are until it happens. Sometimes you don't know how messed up people really are until the worst happens. So, because even if you don't come from a godly home, that's fine, bro. But it's a mindset that you have to carry through life to understand that, bro. God is not a want, He's a need. You have to tell yourself every day, God, I need you, bro. Don't make this about church. This ain't about suit. The hell with all that. Let's put that to the side. Every day you wake up, God, I need you today. Somebody can come shoot your school up, bro. Somebody, you can get into a car accident when you leave. God forbid, the protection over every single one of us. But we got to be realistic, bro. We live in very touchy times to where you don't know when you going to leave here, bro. You don't know. You don't think you wake up any day and that day is promised to you, because it's not, bro. We see people leave here every single day. So you gotta get up and you gotta really understand, like, it's a need you need in this life. You need protection. God, when I go to school, protect me today. Protect my homeboys, protect my brother, protect my mom when she go to work, protect this. That'll give you a peace of mind, because why? It's beyond what you can do. It's a protection that gives you, remember, it's a mindset, it's a perspective. When you wake up, when you go here, you go there, you doing this, you doing that. God, protect me. I need your protection, bro. I can't do this by myself. The world is crazy, bro. Stuff happening every single day. And it's beyond anything man can control. So carry that with you, bro.
Clap it up for that, clap it up for that. You guys down the way. All right, so I'm gonna let y'all lock in. We're gonna close it out like this. 1 clap, 2 claps, 1 clap. 2 claps. All right, so Red, we're gonna pass it down and we're gonna come back down this way. So all I want you to give me, which is the last thing we're gonna do, just one principle. If you can give them one principle that they need to live their life by, what would that be?
Oh man. That's a good one. I got a lot of
We come back to you. Then you'll come back to It's one principle.
Mine would be integrity. Just still doing the best thing or what you can do behind the scenes, not in front of everybody, but still having that integrity. Y'all know what integrity is? Integrity is? Who know what it is? There you go. Okay, cool. I just said that, so I was making sure you paying attention. All right, but yeah, integrity definitely.
I would say love. The word of God says love never fails. I believe in that. I believe in every situation you have a choice. Love is not like emotion, it's a decision. It's saying, okay, bro, no matter what comes with you, my mind made up about you, I love you. Because God gave us that first. So God decided that no matter what flaw, no matter what mistake you make after I create you, I love you. My mind made up. So I would tell that to anybody, bro. You have that consciously, and that's how your heart beat. That no matter what happens, bro, I love you. I mean, I gotta deal with you the same. But bro, I love you, bro, no matter what. So I always love, bro, no matter what you do, no matter how it goes. If you love, a lot of this killing will stop. If you love, you won't snake and hurt your brother, bro. If you love, no matter if your parents didn't raise you right, you'll forgive them, you'll let it go. No matter what, bro. So no matter what, when you leave here today, it's love. Love the best you can, bro. Love to the best of your ability. Just love.
My one principle is respect. Respect others. Most importantly, respect yourself. It's respect.
I was gonna say loyalty. You know, loyalty take you everywhere, take you a long way, take you everywhere. So we're gonna stick with loyalty.
Clap it up, fellas. Clap it up, fellas. All right, fellas. So as we're closing out, man, again, appreciate y'all for this being here today. So I know y'all just went through a long experience here, right? So as we hit this moment, I just want y'all to still, like, just be intentional in this space right now, all right? This can be something that can set you free, man. So I'm gonna leave you with this. There's 2 questions in life that you have to answer. Who am I and where am I going? Who am I and where am I going? At every phase of your life, you should be able to answer that question, and it may change. You have to be okay with that, right? We're in a constant state of evolution. That means we forever changing. Who you are today may be different tomorrow, but you got to be okay with that. You may get some information tomorrow that may change your life, that may make you go in a different direction. You have to be okay with that, right? But at every phase of your life, at every junction of your life, you should understand who you are and where you're going, man. All right, y'all can do anything you put your mind to, bro. Don't limit yourself. All right, do not limit yourself. We live in a world where you can do what you want to do. All right, we put these limitations in our brains. We in prisons in our brains. You heard these young men talking about they were locked up. Some of y'all are locked up in your minds, right? You got to be able to let your mind set yourself free. All right, you got to have vision for yourself. As men, you got to have vision. You have to have wisdom and understanding. All right, as a man, we always got to have wisdom and understanding. All right, so always be open to information. You can learn from anybody. Always be open to information. You can learn from anybody. All right, everybody I'm coming in contact, I'm always trying to learn from. All right, you can get information from anybody, man. I love y'all. Y'all just keep being great, man. This is our city. Let's keep living up our city. Let's keep being good way, all right? All right, fellas. Appreciate y'all, fellas.
Oh.